Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a really wild story. It mixes social media fame, a pretty controversial wellness trend, and, well, a surprising brush with the law.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on.
We've got our sources lined up to unpack this one, and our mission for you, listening, is to really understand how online actions can spill over into the real world, sometimes with pretty serious consequences.
Absolutely. And what's really striking here is just how fast things seem to escalate for Brian Johnson. You probably know him better as the Liver King.
Right.
It all culminated in his arrest just yesterday in Austin. So in this deep dive, we'll try to connect the dots, between this big online persona he built and these serious charges he's now facing. Charges involving Joe Rogan, no less.
Okay, so let's unpack that arrest. Our sources are telling us Brian Johnson, the Liver King, was arrested in Austin. The charge is a misdemeanor terroristic threat, which basically means making a threat intended to, well, terrorize someone, even if you don't act on it physically. And this barely came from a series of messages aimed at Joe Rogan. Police called them highly erratic,
right,
genuinely threatening.
Yeah, and to really get why these messages landed so hard, it helps to know who this Liver King guy actually is, Brian Johnson.
Right, the persona.
He's this huge social media fitness influencer, like over 3 million followers on Instagram, very well known for pushing this ancestral lifestyle.
That's the raw meat stuff.
That's the one. Eating lots of raw meat, raw organs, especially liver, obviously. It's highly controversial. Nutritionists have widely criticized him, accused him of spreading misinformation.
Okay.
And this whole extreme online image, this primal thing he's built around the diet, it's pretty key to understanding this whole situation, I think.
So these messages weren't just him sounding off online then. What did he actually say in these videos he posted?
Well, our sources detail him posting videos on Instagram, directly challenging Rogan, like calling him out by name. He said, and this is a direct quote, "Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man, I'm picking a fight with you."
Wow. Even knowing Rogan trains.
Yeah, he even mentioned it. Said something like, "I have no training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me. But I'm picking a fight with you." He added, "Your rules. I'll come to you whenever you're ready."
Okay, that's intense.
And then there was this really kind of chilling line. He said he was willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out because that's a dream come true.
Okay, yeah. That definitely crosses a line from just, online posturing. So how did it get from Instagram post to an actual arrest? What made the police take these specific posts so seriously, especially when so much influencer content is just performance?
Well, the Austin police confirmed Rogan had zero prior interaction with Johnson, none at all.
Right.
And they viewed these posts as genuinely threatening, not just some kind of act. I think the direct challenge, the specifics, that willing to die comment, and targeting someone who hadn't engaged with him at all, it clearly seemed to go beyond just seeking attention. It felt like real intimidation to them. And that's what led to Johnson being apprehended at the Four Seasons Hotel there in Austin.
So let's connect the dots then. If Johnson and Rogan had no direct history, what's the link?
It's surprising, right? Johnson's never actually been a guest on Rogan's podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience.
Never. But, and this seems key, Rogan did talk about Johnson on his podcast back in 2023. Specifically about the whole steroid thing.
Yeah.
Johnson's alleged steroid use, which, Johnson later admitted to and apologized for.
And Rogan's podcast gets massive views.
Huge. That episode alone has over 8.7 million views just on YouTube. So it seems like this discussion, maybe a perceived slight from Rogan's side, even though indirect,
right,
escalated into this very real-world legal problem for Johnson. There's even video of him being handcuffed, which apparently got posted to his own Instagram account. It's just wild how a comment on a podcast, one Johnson wasn't even on, could spiral like this into an arrest for alleged threats. It really says something about the intensity of that whole influencer world, doesn't it?
It really does. And this whole thing, it raises a big question for us, I think. What can we actually learn from this about online content, especially when the line between, performance and reality gets so blurry?
Yeah.
When it crosses into actual threats, real-world legal stuff, it's definitely a stark reminder, the power of these digital interactions and maybe the responsibility that comes with having that kind of platform.
Indeed. And maybe something for you to think about. In this age where online personas are so carefully built, how do we tell the difference, between someone just playing a character online and expressing genuine actionable intent? It's something to ponder as you navigate your own digital world.